Revelation 2119, from the 17th of October 1941. Love Radiance. Wrestling of the light beings for souls. The omnipotence of divine love seizes everything that has emerged from it and never completely lets it fall. And thus everything full of light, which is permeated by God's love, will always and constantly turn towards that which still resists receiving the divine emanation of love, for without its will the strength of love cannot become effective. God is always and constantly willing to give, but what has emerged from him is not always willing to receive. And thus the being's will to receive must first be stimulated, and this is the activity of the beings of light which, with tireless love and patience, undertake the work of making divine love accessible to the beings of darkness. The beings of darkness do not know about the light and the happy state of those who dwell in the kingdom of light. And since they know nothing of it, they also do not strive for the height. If the knowledge of it is imparted to them, they reject it because they cannot yet believe, for their present state is so bleak that a kingdom of light is completely inconceivable to them. And yet, time and again the beings of light try to stimulate them to create a change in their state. They present to them the possibilities of entering brighter surroundings and seek to influence the being to strive for such. Divine love wants to radiate through everything and constantly wrestles for the souls of darkness in order to break their resistance, and therefore those beings often have to be pushed through agonizing situations into a state which lets the will become active in them to escape from it if they don't listen to the light being's ideas. The slightest expression of will attracts the beings of light, which admittedly cannot come into contact with the dark beings in their abundance of light and therefore approach them in envelopment. As soon as the souls are willing, they also feel the proximity of the beings of light beneficially, and then their influence is also stronger and their efforts successful. The beings of light now spur the souls on to love activity. They instruct them in a way beneficial to them and give them advice how they can escape the lightless stay, then leave them again to their solitude so that what they have heard can have an effect in them, and according to willingness the being will now communicate what it has heard to other beings, and the work in love begins, which is redeeming and also makes the being receptive for the currents of love, which now flow to it continuously. For once the will to light has become active in them, then the will to help will also grow stronger in them. They don't keep their knowledge to themselves because it deeply moves them. And thus the emanation of love becomes effective in them. They receive love from the beings of light and pass it on to souls which, like them, are in need. And as soon as a divine ray of love has found willingness to receive, it ignites and grows into a flame. Love enlivens, that is, it drives to activity. The being will now be active, it will no longer remain powerless and inactive but search where it finds souls in need and be diligently active to also show them the path to the light. The ray of light of divine love penetrates into the deepest depths. Only those who resist it remain untouched, although the divine concern is also constantly directed towards them. For everything is born of love, and everything that has distanced itself from love shall return to it. Amen.